Thank you. Exactly that. Hare ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री चैतन्य नमोऽभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मायं ददाति स्म तदा वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं साधुद्वैतं साधुरूपं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्विता हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशाय गोपिका कांता तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वैष्णवी वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं कृपातमहं वन्दे श्री गुरु दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्री चैतन्येश्वर।
She prepares some good people food and loves to feed it to me. She cries in great anxiety.
So, where is the conversation between? This is between her mom. Yeah, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is bidding farewell to all the devotees. He and Nityananda Prabhu they met, they discussed, and then Mahaprabhu called all of them, and he said that now you have to go. And Mahaprabhu first spoke to Advaita Acharya and then Nityananda Prabhu, and now he is meeting one by one with various devotees, and now he met with the and then he spoke about you go and tell my mother that whenever she cooks, I always come and eat. And we saw the conversation of him describing how his mother. Anyone remembers that conversation?
She cooks the food and she offers the Lord to the Lord. And when she comes again, she will see that it will be eaten. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
And then what will she do?
She will cook the food again.
Well, she will think that
She thinks something has eaten.
yeah, maybe some animal has eaten.
Right.
I did not put in. Then she goes inside. She sees food is still there, and she's like, "What did I do?" And then she's like, "I'm not well." And then she drinks again and after. So now, whenever she prepares some food, some cooked food, and wants to feed it to me, she cries in great anxiety.
Being obliged by her love, I am brought here.
are brought here to eat. Mother knows all these things internally and feels happiness, but externally she does not accept them.
So internally she knows that I come and eat, but externally she still hides. She still doesn't want to accept it, but she knows that I am coming there and eat. अंतरे मानये सुखे बाह्य नाही माने.
Such an incident took place on the last Vijayadashmi day. We can ask her about this incident and thus make her believe that I actually did it.
So you can tell her that, see, this is what you cooked and the plate was empty. So she will develop faith that I actually go and eat. Same thing Krishna also mentioned to Nanda Baba when Nanda Baba was leaving from Mathura to Vrindavan, that this is what Mother Yashoda fed me and you go and ask her, to give her faith that I go and eat. So similar instance.
इसे क्या कही थे प्रभु विफला काहिला लोका विदाया करिते प्रभु धरिया धरिला. While describing all this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became a little overwhelmed. But just to finish bidding farewell to the devotees, he remained patient.
So when he was remembering his mother, he became emotional, but then he remained patient. Are the slides changing on Zoom?
No, Prabhuji. I'm thinking in my
Okay.
mind to ask.
Picture. Mataji, is it changing now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
शिवानंद सेने कहे खरिया समाना वासुदेव दत्तेरा तुम्ही करिहा समाधाना. The Lord also respectfully told Sivananda Sena, take care of Vasudeva Datta very nicely.
Do you know Vasudeva Datta? You heard?
I can't remember.
Anyone know? Go ahead.
He is the one who asked Mahaprabhu to give all the sons of the world and let me say, like Prahlad.
So Vasudeva Datta was he had leprosy in his body also, and he prayed to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that let me suffer and let me take the sin of all living entities and let me go and suffer forever, but let them be delivered and take them back with you. And if they have any disqualification because of which they cannot go, then give that disqualification to me and let me go to the suffering. And Mahaprabhu was actually Mahaprabhu cried, and because Mahaprabhu knows this is a very advanced platform. How many of us want suffering? Yeah, you want suffering? Yeah, like, somebody take my suffering and let me be peaceful. Nobody wants to suffer. But Vasudetta said, okay, I'm okay to go through any difficult times, but let it help, let difficulty come upon me, and let that difficulty, if it helps some other living entities to progress, let them progress. It's okay to go through difficulty. So the Lord told Shivananda Sen, take care of Vasudetta very nicely. Vasudetta was a family man, but he would not take care of himself. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself took care of the maintenance of Vasudetta. He took in charge by telling Shivananda Sen, you take care. You know Shivananda Sen? You know Shivananda Sen? Shivananda Sen was also one of the devotees from Bengal. But we were discussing in a car. He would work 6 months and he would 6 months bring devotees. 6 months he would do his job. So Mahaprabhu, Shivananda Sen had some wealth. So Mahaprabhu told Shivananda Sen, you take care of Vasudetta.
No udara no ye dina ese se dine yavaya kare nahi rakhe se. Vasudeva Datta is very liberal. Every day, whatever income he receives, he spends. He does not keep any balance.
So Vasudetta has a nature. Cannot save money. Very liberal normally. So whatever income he would come, what will he do? He would spend on somebody else. Cannot keep any money. We can relate very closely to that incident. So Mahaprabhu told um, um, Shivananda Sen, you take care of his family. Why? He cannot save. It is a duty of in a Grahasthashram to save, but some people cannot save. So he told Shivananda Sen, you take care of him and his finances.
Grasta, I don't know. चाहिए संचय संचय न चले कुटुंब भर में नहीं आए. Being a householder, Vasudeva Datta needs to save some money because he's not doing so. It is very difficult for him to maintain his
You
family.
need to save some money to maintain the family, but he would not do so. So Mahaprabhu told Shivananda Sen, you take care of his finances.
Please take care of Vasudeva Datta's family affairs, become his manager and make the proper adjustments. Vasudeva Datta and Shivananda Sena were living in the same neighborhood, which is presently called
Kumarahatta.
Kamarata Alisata.
So what did Mahaprabhu told Shivananda Sen? You become his financial manager. All the finances you handle because he cannot handle. You will give it away to somebody. So you will come. But make sure he sustains.
Come every year and bring one. I also request you to make
So here the instruction goes to Shivananda Sen that my request to you is that you maintain all of it. So Prabhu was asking in the card that what is our duty? So I was sharing how we receive different instruction from spiritual master, and following that is our duty. And here the personal instruction Mahaprabhu gave to Shivananda Sen is every year bring all my devotees and at your cost. You pay for all of them. That is my instruction to you. You bring.
Then, with great respect, extended an invitation to all the inhabitants of Grama, asking them to come every year and bring silken rope to carry Lord Jagannath during the Rath Yatra festival.
So Jagannath is a very heavy deity. Like he will cover this room with tall and big. So when they carry Jagannath to Rath for the procession, they tie him with the rope and they carry him rope to rope. So many times when they would carry him by the rope, because there is no way to hold Jagannath and he is very heavy. So they carry around and his hand is like this. So they carry rope around like this. So the rope is stable and they carry together. And then one jump like that. But many times the ropes would break and they would keep all the cotton pads. So if the rope breaks, he will fall on cotton pad and cotton pad will go all over. That's how they will do. So many devotees came. There is a particular place called Kulinagram. So the Lord told Kulinagram and he said that every year you bring silken rope to carry Lord Jagannath. He gave them this instruction. Your instruction is to make those ropes and break, that they should not break. And Kulinagram was famous for ropes. So this instruction he gave to Kulinagram. That is various instruction while departure.
Compiled a book named Sri Krishna Vijaya, in which there is a sentence revealing the office exalted love of Krishna.
So Gunaraj Khan was one of the ancestors. So there were few devotees from Kulinagram. Their ancestors was Gunaraj Khan. And Gunaraj Khan was the disciple of Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur also went to Kulinagram. Haridas Thakur, Gunaraj Khan met him. He became a pure devotee and he wrote a book. It's called Krishna Vijay. Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada mentioned the purport. Saraswati Thakur says there is no bookstore in Bengal that does not carry this book, Shri Krishna Vijay. It's written in such language, everybody reads this book. Like it's so famous by Gunaraj Khan. And he naturally passed away, but his descendants came from Kulinagram. So father was pure devotee because of Haridas Thakur, and the whole generation was pure devotee. So they would come to meet Lord Chaitanya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here is glorifying Gunaraj Khan of Kulinagram. And he's saying that Gunaraj Khan of Kulinagram compiled a book named Shri Krishna Vijay, in which there is a sentence revealing the author's ecstatic love for Krishna. So there is one sentence there which says, Krishna is my life and soul, he is my prana. So Mahaprabhu was very much like. So Mahaprabhu is telling all the devotees, he had that same affection because they belong to his descendant.
Krishna, Mura Prana Nata, Devi Vake, Madra, Vamshi Rahata. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaja, is my life and soul. By this statement, I am sold into the hands of the descendants of Gunaraj.
So there is a statement which says, Nandanandan Krishna Mora Prananath. This Krishna of Vrindavan, he is my life and soul. So by this statement, Mahaprabhu said, I am sold into his hand. And the descendant of Gunaraj Khan, who was standing there. So Mahaprabhu said, what to speak about you, even a dog from your village is very dear to me because of his affection for Gunaraj Khan.
Questions in the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
And you know some of these questions? So these are descendants of Kulinagram. And Ramananda, Vasu and Satyaraj Khan are two of the descendants. So they ask question before seeing of Lord Chaitanya.
Grihastha Vaisagi Amiki Mora Sadhane Sri Mukhe Anjakara Prabhu Nivedi Charane. Satyaraja Khan said, my dear Lord, being a householder and a materialistic man, I do not know the process of advancing in spiritual life. I therefore submit myself unto your lotus feet and request you to give me order.
So they are like humble Vaishnava. Satyaraj Khan is a humble Vaishnava. So he's telling Grihastha Vishai Ami. I'm in Grihastha ashram and I'm materialistic. Ki Mora Sadhane means what is my spiritual practice? He's in the Grihastha ashram. He's asking Lord Chaitanya, what should I do? What should be my spiritual practice in a Grihastha ashram? And I'm a materialistic person. So what sadhana should I do? Shri Mukhe Agyakara Prabhu Nivedi Charane. I do not know the process of advancing in spiritual life. I therefore submit myself onto your lotus feet and request you to give me orders. So what is his question to Lord Chaitanya? How to progress? What should be my spiritual practice?
प्रभु कहना कृष्ण सेवा वैष्णव सेवा निरंतरा करा कृष्ण नाम Sri Chaitanya Prabhu replied, without cessation continue chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna. Whenever possible, serve him and his devotees, the Vaishnavas.
So he gave 3 instructions. What are those?
Chant, seva,
Krishna Seva, Vaishnav Seva,
chanting.
Krishna Nam Sankirtan. And he says, Nirantara Kara. Some part of our discussion will be this aspect of always chanting the holy name of Krishna, and then serve Krishna and serve Vaishnavas. The instruction and he gave. What is more important, serving Krishna or serving Vaishnavas? Easy.
Upon hearing this, Satya Raja said, how can I recognize a Vaishnava? Please let me know what a Vaishnava is, what are his common symbols.
So Mahaprabhu said, serve Vaishnavas. So he's like, how do I identify a Vaishnava? Who is a Vaishnava? What are the symptoms of a Vaishnava?
Vijayapur Mahaprabhu replied, "Who chants the holy name of Krishna just once is worshipable and is the topmost."
Quite difficult, right?
If there is no that bhav, they are chanting, so how could be this?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Yanara mukhe suni ek bar Krishna naam, say pujya. One time you hear the name of Krishna from that person, he is worshipable. Shrestha Sabakar, and he is topmost human being. But Prabhupada has a purpose on this to explain us how to understand. Who is a pure devotee? First, I would like to hear from you. Who is a pure devotee? We hear so many times Prabhupada, right? Hear from pure devotees, service to pure devotees, only pure devotees. Who is a pure devotee?
Maybe different stage. Who has love for
Who has love for Krishna?
According this, maybe
Santa.
Who chant one time Krishna is a pure devotee. That's bit why. Like Prabhupada did not like so much. Who is a pure devotee?
One who has
Whoever,
no interest other than serving the Lord.
So do you know? Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Do you know? So Prabhupada is like no ulterior motives, just serving Krishna. Yes, no ulterior motives, no other desire. So have you heard about 3 types of devotees? Who are those? Kanishta means neophyte devotees. Madhyama means intermediate devotees. Uttama means highest standard of devotees. So who among these 3 is a pure devotee? Uttamadhikari. Everybody agrees. Uttama means the highest stage. Is a pure devotee. Can Madhyamadhikari be pure devotee?
Samadhikari can become a Madhyamadhikari for preaching.
For preaching, then he will be pure devotee. Otherwise, if Madhyamadhikari is not has impurities, can he be a pure devotee with impurities?
Yes.
his faith can be given.
His faith is pure. Anitha Sankars.
I heard Prabhupada refer to a devotee who is pure but still has impurities.
So Madhyamadhikari, who has impurities, can be a pure devotee.
Like they gradually progress.
So he can become pure devotee.
Yeah, like it seems like when I read his purport, he'd say that there's been a couple spots. He'd say that a pure devotee, although they don't fall, and stuff like that, that they're like they gradually they are rid of all material contamination. It seems like that he says they're pure before they're actually like free from all the material contamination, as if it's like a personality type. This is like it's confusing, but it seems like like they can fall, but they don't really fall.
So let me ask this question. Can a neophyte be a pure devotee? Let's start from here. A neophyte who just began Krishna consciousness, can he be a pure devotee? Yes.
In the
Are you a
beginning,
pure devotee?
we feel that. In the beginning, we feel that. When we
Oh,
start,
in the beginning we feel, but are we? But can a neophyte beginner be a pure devotee?
What's the definition of pure devotee in this context?
No, it's a general definition. See, Prabhupada always says, listen from pure devotees. How many times we have heard in lectures? Pure devotees. We never say listen from any devotee. Pure devotees only. Where do we get pure devotees from? Listen from pure devotees. So who is a pure devotee? Prabhupada actually mentions in the purport here. Yes, it's very interesting and it's thought provoking. He's a pure devotee. Who has no anartha, he's a pure devotee. So neophyte cannot be a pure devotee because cross anarthas means he is madhyama, he is intermediate. So neophyte cannot be pure devotee. No way.
Uttamas are pure devotees.
Uttamas are pure devotee.
Only like Ajami is
He was a pure devotee.
was, but he then Bharat Maharaj.
Bharat Maharaj was a pure devotee.
But they fall down.
Huh?
Janak Maharaj.
Janak Maharaj was a pure devotee, yes.
Vijay Maharaj was that he was the father of the Lord Ram. So he can't be conditioned.
Amrish Maharaj was a pure devotee. Any other example of pure devotees? What about Samir Prabhu?
No way. He should reveal it.
So let's see. I share just and then let's discuss about it for a few minutes. Who is a pure devotee?
When one is situated on the neophyte platform, one cannot understand the devotional ingredients of a pure unalloyed devotee. However, when the novice engages in devotional service, especially in deity worship, and follows the order of a bona fide spiritual master, he is a pure devotee. Anyone can take advantage of hearing about Krishna consciousness from such a devotee and thus gradually become purified. In other words, any devotee who believes that the holy name of the Lord is identical with the Lord is a pure devotee, even though he may be in a neophyte state. By his association, others may also become Vaishnava.
So what do you think? Who is a pure devotee?
Why you said like neophyte cannot be so confidently previously, so when we previous coming to this light,
Confusion.
you confuse us.
Yeah.
No one way there was thought, yeah, neophyte can be, but then you also confuse us. So
Just to add some spices. So now, what is the qualification of a pure devotee? Follows the order of
Spiritual master.
and
Engage in deity worship.
and holy name.
It's
Chant
same
holy
as
Yeah, who has faith that holy name is Krishna and who worships the deities and who is willing to follow the orders of spiritual master. Is it difficult? One time, one reporter asked Prabhupada, so how many pure devotees in your movement? What did Prabhupada say?
Disabled
He asked devotees, how many devotees are there with us? 40. 40 pure devotees. We are 40 pure devotees. When Prabhupada says, listen from pure devotees, what does it mean? Anybody who has pure faith. It does not mean listen only from those who are Uttamadhikari. I mean, naturally we should listen from those also, but does not mean that any devotee giving class in the temple tomorrow, Bhagavatam class, he is not a pure devotee. This YouTube all, they're not pure. No. Anybody who has pure faith, it will touch our heart. But if somebody speaks who does not have pure faith, Prabhupada says, if you hear from those pure devotees that Prabhupada is mentioning, you will become Vaishnavas. Or if you follow the instruction of spiritual master and you chant the name of Krishna, understanding that I'm calling out to Krishna, this is Krishna, and you worship the deities, then you can also become you will also become a pure devotee, and you can also become an instrument in giving Krishna to others. I mean, you all are preaching, all of you are preaching, and you are able to give Krishna to others. There is something that means. When Prabhupada said, listen only to pure devotees, means those who have that faith and are following. Good luck. those who are following the teaching of Srila Prabhupada, following their spiritual master, and those who have faith. Anybody who listens to all those people, their heart will be transformed. सोच में पड़ गई क्या बोलूं what do I do?
Okay, but with faith project,
I have the purports I read that like kind of doesn't conflict with them. That like like I get this impression that this pure devotee can have like issues with material stuff, but still have like this faith that like it's like they gradually are relieved from the material contamination, even though they're still contaminated. They're considered pure.
Yes. Why they're considered pure is because they may have contamination, but when Guru asks them to do something, they don't act on contamination and they surrender to Guru. So they're not acting on the impurities, but they are doing what Guru wants. Then they are pure devotees. Because they're acting purely by following instruction of somebody who is a pure devotee. Then they are also pure devotees. And anathas will go on gradually. So basically, any sincere devotee can have the effect of preaching.
what is the definition of sincerity?
Same.
And with faith, I should chant this. Like if I have faith and I'm not chanting,
See, chanting without faith means you will not even chant without faith. Without faith, you're like, why do I? You have to have faith to chant 16 rounds. No, you have faith that this will take me to Krishna. I'm falling out to Krishna, and this name is not different from Krishna. Otherwise, why would you commit yourself to chant? You have faith this will take me back to Godhead, right? Otherwise, why would you chant 16 rounds every day? I mean, there's different level of faith. I agree, but if you have some faith and you're following out of spiritual master, among these three, what is the most difficult one is following out of spiritual master. That is the most difficult. Chanting is easy. Sit in your room and chant. Easy. I mean, not easy, still relatively, relatively easy. Then dating worship is easy, right? They don't say anything. Anytime you see Shivati Radharani, he is smiling. You see Krishna, he's always intoxicated. So easy. You go and he's always smiling. But following the instruction of pure devotees is difficult. Following instruction is most difficult. What do you all think? Following instruction is most difficult. Why? When instruction comes, something comes, our own nature also comes, and we don't want to follow. That's why following the instruction is most difficult. That's what make you pure devotee if you just follow the instruction and you do. You all agree? Well, it's very difficult. Yesterday, one pure devotee gave me an instruction. Could not follow. Today, I was miserable. Could not follow. Very difficult instruction he gave me. My mind was, oh no, I cannot follow. I realized how difficult it is to follow the instruction of pure devotees. Very difficult. Today I was lamenting. Why? Why I could not do that? This is most difficult. Still struggling because of that. Okay, so who is next? So,
One is known as a materialistic devotee if he simply worships the deity of Hari with faith, but does not show proper respect to the devotees and to others. This is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 11:247. Artyam eva janya shraddha yati Chanishu Yeah, even by association with such a nearby devotee, one can become a devotee also.
Okay, reflection. This is very.
It's confusing.
Huh?
Confusing. Right? Does not show proper respect to the devotees and to others.
Even they, yet even by sitting with such a neophyte devotee, one can become a devotee.
If I see him, I should not be like that. That's how he becomes.
So here it says, who is a materialistic devotee? He simply worships the deity of Hari with faith, but does not show proper respect to the devotees or to others. But even by associating with such a neophyte devotee, one can become a devotee also. Means your association is powerful. No matter what stage of Krishna consciousness you are in. Whether you are a Kanishta or I mean beyond this, anyways, we don't talk about beyond. What level of Kanishta also doesn't matter. If you give your association, it will be helpful for everyone. Ready? Any questions? Not yet.
Lord Chaitanya was teaching Sanatana Krishna, he said, Shraddhavan Jana Haya Bhakti Adhikari, Uttamadhikari, Uttama Madhyama Kanishta, Shraddha Anushari, Yahara Komala Shraddha Sri, Kanishta Jana, Krame Krame Tena Ho, Bhakta Hide Uttama, Lati Prema Para Kamye, Bhakta Paratama. A person who has attained full faith is a real candidate for advancing in Krishna consciousness. According to the faith, there are first class, second class, and neophyte devotees. One who has preliminary faith is called a Kanistadhikari or a neophyte. The neophyte, however, can become an advanced devotee if he strictly follows the regulated principles set down by the spiritual master. Therefore, it is on the basis of faith and attachment to Krishna that one can judge who is Madhyamadhikari or an Uttamadhikari.
This is clear. Based on faith, there is division. Whether we are Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama, just based on faith, how much faith we have. And by following the instruction of spiritual master, one can gradually go from neophyte to intermediate to advanced, just by following instruction and the regulations set by spiritual master. Just by doing it over a period of time, we will advance. So there is no secret of advancing Krishna consciousness. Just have to keep doing what you are doing. Just have to keep doing what you are doing and let time pass by. There is no secret. Okay.
Snanami kare sarva papa kshaya navavida bhakti purna namahite gaya. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna once, a person is relieved from all the reactions of a sinful life. One can complete the 9 processes of devotional service simply by chanting the holy name. As for being freed from all sinful reactions, by chanting the holy name of Krishna only once, one must chant the holy name without committing any offenses. Srila Jiva Goswami therefore instructs that the other processes such as Archana, Vandana, Dasya and Sakya should be executed, but they must be preceded and followed by Kirtana, the chanting of the hymn.
Eka Krishna Nam Kare Sarva Papa Shaya. Means if you chant one name of Krishna, it will relieve you from all the sins. But Prabhupada said that one name should be offenseless. One, it is, Mahaprabhu says, one offenseless chanting can relieve you from all the sins that you can possibly commit past, present, future in your life. But if the name is without offense. Nava Vida Bhakti Purna Nama Haite Haya. And if you take this one name, chanting name, then all the 9 processes becomes complete. What are the 9 processes of devotional service? Shravan means hearing. Kirtan is chanting. Then Smaran is remembering. Remembering is accompanied by the holy name. Then Sranam Kirtanam Smarana, Pad Sevana, serving the lotus feet, Vandanam, offering prayers, Archana, deity worship. That's last one. Atma Nivedana, complete surrender. Dasyam, servant. Sakyam is becoming a friend. So here Prabhupada says, Jiva Goswami therefore instructs other processes such as Archan, Vandanam, Dasya, Sakya should be executed and they must be preceded and followed by Kirtan, chanting of the holy name. So how do we practice Archana? While Arati, holy name should go on. That's why in all ISKCON temple, while Archana, the Kirtan is going on. Archana should be followed by holy name. Then after that, Vandanam. Vandanam means prayers. How do we offer prayers? Through the medium of Hare Krishna Maha. We are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Krishna, please forgive me. Krishna, please protect me. Krishna, please maintain me. Krishna, please help me. So all the Vandanam is prayers. All the prayers are going through the medium of holy name. Clear? Archanam is going through holy name. Then there is Dasyam. It is also going through holy name. Hare Krishna, my Lord, please make me your servant, my Lord. How can I serve? So Dasya Bhav, servant Bhav, is also going to holy name. Sakya Bhav also going to holy name. Like Gokumar is praying, my Lord, how can I serve you in the Sakya Bhav? Any rasa, anything, everything is accompanied by holy name. So by holy name, all the other 9 processes becomes complete. How do we do Smaran? Meditation. Holy name. You chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then Smaran will come. You try to do Smaran without the holy name. Don't chant the holy name and just do Smaran. Smaran will not come. Smaran will come and go, but if you are chanting 2 hours with absorption, for 2 hours Smaran will be there. But you try to remember anything related to Krishna without chanting for 2 hours, you won't be able to do it. Makes sense? At a stage of perfection, you can do Smaran 24 hours a day like Mother Yashoda. You can do that, but we cannot do it. But for us, the chanting completes all the other processes. How many? Huh?
I just read report last night said that Kirtanam forces you to remember.
Yes, thank you. Bro. If you are chanting, then Smaran will come automatically. And what will be the Smaran? Based on your Shravan. Whatever you hear will come while chanting. But the basis is chanting. Now, how many of you have experience when chanting is good, you can read and hear with absorption. When chanting is not good, when you read and hear, you feel bored by reading and hearing. Have you experienced? Chanting affects everything. Even you cannot attentively hear. While hearing, your mind will be all over the place. While reading, why this word I have to read Bhagavata? Such a difficult task to read Bhagavata. But then if your chanting is good, you'll be more absorbed. Have you experienced? Chanting give you taste in all other devotional service. Have you experienced if your chanting is good, your archana will be very good? How many have experienced? If your chanting is not good, your archana will also be very distracted. If chanting is good, your vandanam, offering prayers will be very deep. You can easily connect with prayers. If chanting is not good, you can't even offer prayers. Prayers, it's shallow. Nothing is going there. You know that also while praying. Nothing is reaching there. Whether it is Sakyam, whether it is Atmanivedanam, Archanam, everything is completed by chanting. That's what Mahaprabhu says, Nava Vida Bhakti Purna Nama Haite Haya. Nava Vida means these 9 forms of devotional service. Bhakti Purna, they are accomplished. They become complete. They become successful. They become, accomplished. Nam Haite Haya. Through the medium of name. Through the medium of name. That's why name is the basis. Jiva Goswami says no other devotional service in Kali Yuga can be practiced. Name will give you the qualification to go deeper in everything. Any questions? Clear? You have a question? Together we'll sing all together. It's nice. Divyam Gyanam Yato Dadyat Kuryat Papasya Sanshayam Tashma Diksheti Shaprokta Deshikaistatva Kovidaye. So what is Diksha? Have you heard about Diksha? Diksha means initiation, like formal initiation, etc. So what is Diksha? Based on Jiva Goswami. What is Diksha? Today little bit discussion on Diksha now.
Process by which this reactions are
What does it mean? Diksha is a process by which one can awaken his transcendental knowledge. Connects one to parampara. What else? He gives a transcendental knowledge. What else? By which one awaken his transcendental knowledge. Guru will connect you to spiritual world. That's the success of transcendental knowledge, self-realization. Diksha will give you that adhikar. Clear? Diksha will give you that access. Diksha is a process by which one can awaken his transcendental knowledge and vanquish all reactions caused by sinful activity. This is Jiva Goswami. But what else is included in Diksha? What does Diksha do? Vanquish all reactions caused by sinful activity. Whatever suffering you are going through is because of sinful activity. And Guru removes them. A person expert in the study of revealed scriptures knows this process as Diksha. One who is learned in Shastra, in scriptures, he knows the process by which to get rid of all the sinful reactions and by which to awaken transcendental knowledge. That process is called Diksha, spiritual initiation. Clear? Okay.
Hari Bhakti Vinasa 2.6 quotes the following mention from the Vishnu Yamala.
We'll read together. Adikshittasya vamoru kritam sarvam nirarthakam pashu yonim avapnoti diksha virahito janaha.
Unless one is initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, all his devotional activities are useless. A person who is not properly initiated can descend again into the animal species.
This is a little bit heavy.
So what you are doing?
One devotee told me an example. Before Diksha, whatever chanting we are doing is like we are shooting the gun without bullets. Just the sound comes. Tisho, 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 tish, tish. But no bullet comes out. I was shocked. Oh no. It is said devotional service before Diksha is a preparation. After Diksha is execution. This verse is very difficult to understand. I was thinking, I put this verse yesterday. Then I was thinking, before I go to the class, I should remove the slide. And then I forgot to remove. And then it came. I'm like, oh, how will devotees take? Oh, what do you mean by this? But this is Hari Bhakti Vilas. Who wrote Hari Bhakti Vilas? Sanatana Goswami. How he wrote Hari Bhakti Vilas? Mahaprabhu's instruction to Sanatana Goswami. And then he wrote about the process of Diksha.
So, which is the instruction he received from Mahaprabhu, then that is converted.
Yeah, Mahaprabhu told him, you write about all the rules and regulations of devotional service that I have explained to you. So this comes in teachings to Lord Chaitanya. He gave one kind of teaching to Lord Chaitanya. It's coming in Madhya Lila, it comes. Teachings to Rupa Goswami, teachings to Sanatana Goswami. So he gave teachings to Rupa Goswami about Rasa Tattva. And he gave Sanatana Goswami everything. And Rupa Goswami wrote one kind of scripture, Sanatana Goswami wrote another kind of scriptures. So Hari Bhakti Vilas is by Sanatana Goswami and Gopal Bhatt Goswami together. So they don't just write it. They also take from scriptures. So Mahaprabhu gave them instruction. They quote from various scriptures and then they present. But they know that they have to present what Mahaprabhu wants them to present. The teaching they have received. They bring it from Shastra and present it.
Which is it, Harinam initiation or second Brahman initiation?
Diksha
Well,
starts in English.
my spiritual master says Brahman initiation is real initiation. And who was the first person who was initiated in this material world? Who was the first person who got initiated? Brahma. Who initiated Brahmaji? Actually, Krishna. This in Brahma Samhita it comes. So what Krishna did, he played the flute. And through the flute, Gayatri was created and entered the 4 ear holes of Brahma. And that's how Brahma came to knowledge through the process of initiation. Sasai Thakur mentions, Brahma Samhita, commented by Sasai Thakur. He mentioned this is the bona fide process of initiation. So Brahma was in ignorance. He doesn't know what to do. And then he was just sitting, praying, what do I do? And he heard tapa. He performed various austerities. And after performing various austerities, Krishna was pleased with his austerities. And then Krishna played the flute. And from the flute, Gayatri mantra came and entered into Brahma's 4 ear holes, 4 heads, 8 ears. And Brahma got self-realized. So it is described there that initiation is a process by which the transcendental knowledge is revealed. Self-realization is revealed. So the real initiation up till Saraswati Thakur, initiation means Brahman. Saraswati Thakur introduced Harinam initiation and Brahman initiation. So he said first you take Harinam, you chant 16 rounds. You do it for some time. Prabhupada writes that also. And then you receive the Gayatri mantra. But Gayatri mantra is how the tradition is going on. So my spiritual master says Gayatri initiation is the real initiation. He says that's when you actually get into the parampara. That's when you can serve the deities. But at the same time, holy name is self-sufficient. So it is also heard that if you just take Harinam initiation, you can go back on that to Govinda also.
Yeah. If there is no need of Brahmana.
Yeah. I mean, so there are details there. But in short, all those details will come to you. That holy name is self-sufficient, yet it will come. Good. Okay. Your question is answered. Yes. Yeah, we don't say it loud. You can say Gayatri mantra is that mantra which you have heard in India. Yes.
So how like that is connected?
Gayatri, I think this Chandan, right?
How is that connected to?
Brahman.
We are only relating ourselves to Krishna. Then Gayatri is a demigod. Right?
Oh, the Gayatri mantra. I cannot explain the meaning of each word, but Gayatri mantra means worship of Radha and Krishna. If you actually read the meaning by meaning, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur has written a book. The name of the book is Gayatri. पूरा book ही निकाल दिया उन्होंने. The entire book just the name Gayatri.
So it is nothing to do with the goddess Gayatri.
Goddess Gayatri, yeah, she's a representative, but it's actually Radha Krishna, pure Radha Krishna worship. I'll just give you one detail. Shivram Maharaj has written one book, this thick. That's all. It took me 3 months to read it. All he writes is the meaning of Gayatri mantra. And I can tell you one more thing. 60% went like this. The meaning of Gayatri mantra. Just the meaning of Gayatri mantra went like this.
Gayatri mantra is more pure than.
Hare Krishna Maha mantra is ultimate.
Then how like
Gayatri Mantra will help you go faster. Let's say it this way. But Hare Krishna Mantra is sufficient. Gayatri Mantra will help you. So if you get an opportunity, get it. But I'm just saying that Gayatri Mantra is very, very deep. In India, we hear Gayatri Mantra is worship of sun god. By no means it is worship of sun god.
Since childhood, I'm doing wrong things. I've been chanting in it.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, they also give me this Upanayan ceremony and all these things, and a guru gave, and then I discarded the Upanayan thread also and discarded the guru also. It's all, custom only. But actually, when you hear from bona fide spiritual master, then only it takes effect. That's why we should not chant Gayatri Mantra. None of us should chant Gayatri Mantra. We should be patient. Let Sri Guru, the qualified Guru, gives us that. Why he's called Sri Guru? Sri Guru Charana. Sri means
Pure. Sorry. Pure.
yeah. Jai Shri Krishna. Shri can refer to Lakshmi, she can refer to Radharan energy. We say Shri Guru Charana Padma. We always say Shri Guru, who is carrying the internal potency of the Lord Shri Radha. Carrying with him, Shri Guru. So we should hear it from Shri Guru, then the Gayatri Mantra will have purity. That's why, and Gayatri Mantra is always given in the right. That's why we always take the thread, put around this, so that when we go and use restroom, the thread is not contaminated. Because ear is purified because Guru speaks in the right ear. So this ear is purified. Anything wrapped around this ear will remain pure, even if you are in a very impure state. So they do like this and then go. If you go without, if you have Upanaya, if you do without this, then you have to throw the thread and change a new thread. So carry a lot of threads in your hand. So anytime you have to change the thread. A person who is not properly initiated can descend again into animal species. So don't worry about it. Hare Krishna Mahamudra will protect you. But this is a very strong verse somehow. Sadhana Goswami quotes.
Haribhakti Vilasa further quotes.
Ato gurum prapanyaivam sarvaswam vivinetya cha vriniyad vaishnavam mantram diksha purvam vidhanataha.
It is the duty of every human being to surrender to a bona fide spiritual master, giving him everything, body, mind, and intelligence. One must take Vaishnava initiation from.
This is a duty of every human being. Today, Sean Prabhu came to me and he said, I need to get initiated from this verse. I said, great. So, Sean, huh? Radhanath. He said, I want to get initiated. What is the process? I said, oh, thank you. We have taken this step. It becomes a desire. He said, what it takes? I said, it takes some time. He said, all right, I got some time now. But having a guru is very important. One must take Vaishnava initiation and give body, mind, and intelligence to that spiritual master.
Bhakti Sandarbha 298 gives the following quotation from Tattva Sadhara.
Yatha kanchana tam yati kamsyam rasa vidhanataha tartha diksha vidhanena dijatvam jayate ninam.
By chemical manipulation, bell metals is turned into gold when touched by mercury. Similarly, when person is properly initiated, he can acquire the qualities of Brahman.
So, do you know bell metal? What is bell metal? Prabhuji will know that. He's a jeweler by profession. I mean, he's a software engineer, but from his ancestry, he is jeweler. Yes. What is bell metal?
It is in Telugu, it is called Ittadi.
Okay. So it's a metal. It's a base metal. Huh? Oh, brass is bell metal. Okay, thank you. So if you touch bell metal by mercury, it turns into gold. So brass is much inferior. It also has its own value, but much inferior compared to gold. What happened? So now this is your today's work. With all the brass and put mercury. But there is a process. We don't know the process. Just by touching it, what happens? So by chemical we have to manipulate. So we don't know that process. But bell metal is turned into gold when touched by mercury. When a person is properly initiated, he can acquire the qualities of a Brahman. There is a person and there is a Brahmana. And that touch is Diksha. That mercury is Diksha. It can convert the base metal into highest metal. Likewise, a base human being can convert it, can become a topmost Brahmana by the process of Diksha. Clear? Jiva Goswami. He wrote 6 Sandarbhas. It's called Chad Sandarbhas. One of them is Bhakti Sandarbha, then Paramatma Sambandha, and what others are there? Krishna Sandarbha. Then, yeah, I haven't wrote any of those 6 books. I haven't read, so I don't even know the names properly. But in my list, there is such a long list of what to do. It never ends.
The word
Yeah.
pra means before and charya means activities.
So it says, so what is the qualification to get initiated? What do we need to do in this room to get initiated? So there is something called Puracharya. Puracharya means you have to prepare yourself. It's called, first some activities needs to be done for us to become initiated. And that is called Puracharya, before activity, before the initiation. Okay.
Due to the necessities of these activities, we do not immediately initiate disciples in the international society of Krishna consciousness.
So this Prabhupada telling, we don't immediately initiate. Why? They need to do some previous activities to get initiated. Okay.
For 6 months, a candidate for initiation must first attend arti and classes in the Shastras, practice the regulative principles, and associate with other devotees.
So what are the requirements to get initiated?
Mangalarti.
You have to attend Mangalarti. What else? Everybody attends Mangalarti. Join for today. Today was the first day. Only 5 months and 30 days. We will do. Okay. Attend Mangalarti every day. Then one has to attend classes in the Shastra. Here. Attend classes. Then practice the regulative principles, which is no meat eating, gambling, intoxication, illicit sex. Then associate with other devotees. For how long?
6 months. Whole life.
Huh? 6 months is the training period. Not only this life, it's eternity. This is what you have to do. Attend Mangalarti, attend classes in the Shastras, practice the regulative principles, and associate with other devotees. 6 months is that time. Now they have increased.
180 days Mangalarti. I won't attend in lifetime.
Now, I think most of us are waiting for over 5 years, right? Most of us are waiting. So now it's gone, it's like little difficult. But during Prabhupada time, because it was emergency, 6 months, you follow these 4 things. Once again, what is the first one? That's why 5 years are going. Attend Mangalarti. See, maybe 6 months will happen. Okay, then. That's why they made it 5 years. Nobody's coming. Let's delay it. Then nobody's coming to Mangalarti. Then Mangalarti, then classes in Shastra, then regulative principles, and the 4th is do it for 6 months. Yes, continue, Prabhu.
When one is actually advanced in the Puracharya Vidhi, he is recommended by the local temple present for initiation. It is not that anyone can be suddenly initiated without meeting the requirements. When one is further advanced by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra 16 rounds daily, following the regulative principles and attending classes, he receives the sacred thread, Brahminical recognition after the second 6 months.
Very relaxed. No, it's there. They have to take a bow. I will chant 16 rounds of beats. It's there, but Prabhupada emphasized those, and then he says daily 16 rounds, regulative principles, attending classes, and do it for 6 more months, and then you can get Brahminical recognition. Brahminical recognition after the second 6 months. But in current ISKCON, minimum 1 year and then 1 year after Diksha, then you can get Brahman. And now they added one more thing, Bhakti Shastri compulsory before Brahman. Before Brahman initiation. Okay, so
Although deity worship is not essential, the material conditioning of most candidates for devotional service requires that they engage in this activity. When we consider their bodily and mental conditions, we find that the character of such candidate is impure and their minds are agitated. Therefore, to rectify this material conditioning, the great sage Narada and others have at different times recommended various kinds of regulations for deity worship.
So what does Prabhupada say on deity worship? It is not essential. That's what he says. First line. Then what does he say?
But it is required.
Requires that they engage in this activity. Why it is required? Yeah, because of material conditioning. And what are the material conditioning? Yeah, the character is impure, minds are agitated. Therefore, to rectify the material conditioning, the great sage said that there should be regulation of deity worship. What deity worship does? The character will improve, and mind will not become agitated by material attachments if you worship the deities. So it's only holy name will take you back, but Prabhupada says when it is required. And that's why Prabhupada said these two things should happen together for best results. One is chanting 16 rounds, one is deity worship. To serve deities. Well, you have deities and you cook. That's a deity worship. So
the home deity is also deity worship.
yes.
Means only the temple deity.
Yeah. We found it also deity worship. One time, yeah, we put a lot of emphasis on deity worship actually. Prabhupada said they should go have it parallelly. Deity worship and Nam Sankirtan will give you much faster results. Deity worship will improve the character and the mind will not become agitated. Just go and worship, it's so nice. Just go and worship the deities. That's why I come from grandmothers. To worship the deities. Who is supposed to be?
Similarly, Ramachandra Chandrika states
Vinayva Diksham Viprendra Purascharya Vinayva Hi Vinayva Nyasa Vidhina Japa Matrena Siddhila.
the best of the Brahmanas, even without initiation, preliminary purification or acceptance of the renounced order, one can attain perfection in devotional service simply by chanting the Lord's Name.
एक बार कुछ बोलते हो पहले बोलते हो सब यूजलेस है फिर फर्स्ट यू से एवरीथिंग इज यूजलेस देन यू से यू कैन अटेन परफेक्शन बी कंसिस्टेंट सेम purport everything same purport. Prabhupada makes a condition, but what this says, this actually shows the power of the holy name. And then Prabhupada says something else also. So what does this verse says?
I will follow this.
What does this verse say?
Simply chanting.
Holy name has that power. Without even initiation, preliminary purification, without accepting a renounced order, one can attain perfection in devotional service simply by chanting the Lord's holy name. So can we reconcile both these concepts?
I was thinking that only like in Mahabharata.
You like this one or do you?
No, no. In Mahabharata war, many people, like many soldiers killed. You know, do you think they all took initiations and they all went to?
Yeah, see, Prabhu,
In
when Lord Krishna is there, no? They are Kripa Siddhas. Means No need of anything. By mercy you are liberated. When Mahaprabhu is there, Vasudevatta prayed, let everybody be delivered. When Lord Ramchandra came, the entire planet taken back. Krishna, entire planet taken back. Lord Chaitanya, entire planet taken back. You don't need any qualification, just have to take birth. That's your qualification. If you are there on that planet, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Ramchandra Krishna is there. But Golok Vrindavan, no. Golok Vrindavan, no. Golok Vrindavan, only a particular way to worship can only give you. Vaikuntha, yes, they will take you. Even Krishna or Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't take to Golok Vrindavan. Golok Vrindavan, you require different sadhana. That's what Mahaprabhu came to do. Special. Gop Kumar could go all the way up to Dwarka. He could not enter Golok Vrindavan. He went to Vaikuntha. They say, go up. Then he went to Ayodhya. Then first he went to Mahakalpur, Lord Shiva's planet. Then he went to Vaikuntha. Then he went to Ayodhya. Then he went to Dwarka. He met Krishna in Dwarka. And then he was still feeling that attraction for Gopal in Vrindavan. So Krishna told Gop Kumar that Krishna told Uddhav, take him with you. You read it, right? Yeah. Krishna told Uddhava, take Gop Kumar with you. So Narad Muni came and Uddhava was there. And they both are talking to Gop Kumar. And they said, above there is Goloka. No entry. To go to Goloka, you have to go to earthly Vrindavan. Do a sadhana that is required. From there, direct Goloka. Otherwise, you can go up. Even Lakshmi from Vaikuntha cannot go to Goloka. Nobody has entry to Goloka. People from Dwarka cannot go to Goloka. Ayodhya, Goloka, nobody can go. Even spiritual world, you cannot go. That only Vrindavan sadhana can take you to Goloka. Goloka, no entry. Only Mahaprabhu. Interesting, right? Okay, so let's reconcile this.
In other words, the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so powerful that it does not depend on official initiation. But if one is initiated and engages in the Pancha deed worship, his Krishna consciousness will awaken very soon, and his identification with the material world will be vanquished.
What do you think? Okay, any questions? Yes.
What's like a catalyst?
Yeah, you can say. I mean, if somebody says, is Hare Krishna Mahamantra sufficient to go back to Godhead without initiation? Theoretically, yes. But can I go in this life?
I think it depends on Krishna.
Huh?
He wants.
Well, this verse is there. Prabhupada goes in the purport. But lot of verses, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatana Goswami and he goes on the importance of Diksha. So I am presenting both the aspects as it is. If somebody says, I can go, yes, okay, possible. Can we go in this life? If you want, you can take a risk. It's your choice. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sanatana Goswami, and Prabhupada says, his Krishna consciousness will awaken soon and his identification with material world will be vanquished. But if one is initiated. Okay, any question? Quite difficult to understand.
And what would be that risk for you? The risk.
I mean, the risk is we may not go right. It's not that if we get decision, we will go definitely, but it will take more time as per this statement of law. Yeah.
We take initiation from one station master himself. He cannot make it in this life. In the next life, he will make it. He or she is a human being. How will the connection happen to the Buddha?
Yeah. There is a book by Sridhar Maharaj. He says that the name of the book is Guru Tattva. And he says, you will connect to the parampara again. And the Prabhu, in very advanced stages of his Krishna consciousness, he said, my father was the disciple of Saraswati Thakur. He kind of got that vision before he left that life. So if we are initiated previously, so his father was disciple of Saraswati Thakur. So if you're initiated, if we don't complete the process in next life, maybe Guru's disciples who are spiritual master, you will get connected to the same parampara. It's so Guru actually is a connection to the parampara. We will connect to parampara as many lifetimes. Parampara will continue. Brahma, Gaudiya, Madhva, Sampradaya will continue for next 10,000 years. We'll connect to the same parampara. And yeah, Guru is the one who is basically, it is said that the entire mercy that comes from Guru is the mercy of parampara that comes through the via medium of Shri Guru. So our relationship during initiation is not with one personality. That's why we see there is all the personalities in the altar. He's our direct spiritual master, connects us to the entire parampara. And when we worship him, through him we worship the entire parampara. Through following instruction, we please the entire parampara. And he represents the parampara. But it's the parampara we get connected. Okay?
Because I read one article.
What did he say?
Like his disciple, she left the body, and then when they were taking the food, one of the cow came and licked the dead body. So it's a wonder that the cow came and licked the dead body, and then the devotees were wondering and asked Maharaj that how come this happened. Then he said that she's taken to heavenly planet, and she's taken as a birth as a cow in the heavenly planet. The devotees, how can she go to heavenly planet? She should go to the. Then Maharaj, it's not that I rejected her. I went to the heavenly planets and asked her, took care of everything, and then something like that. I did not reject her. She still has that position to go to Golok Vrindavan. And that means she'll come back to the heavenly planets and go to the Golok Vrindavan. So I cannot connect this.
And what you cannot connect?
From the heavenly planets also you can go to the Golok Vrindavan or only the earthly planets.
Generally, they will take birth on earth and go. But possibility is there, process is very slow. You go to Janalok, Taplok, Mahalok, Satyalok, and then somehow you can make it somehow. But generally, it is said demigods, they wait to take birth on earthly planet. Generally. All right. Okay, so we are last two slides. You read, Coach? You read? Finish? Okay.
One should worship and chant the holy name of the Lord by accepting it as the Lord Himself. One should therefore be initiated properly according to revealed scriptures under the direction of a qualified spiritual master. While chanting the holy name is good for both the conditioned and liberated soul, it is especially beneficial to the conditioned soul because by chanting it, one is liberated.
Both can chant liberated and conditioned soul, but it's especially great for conditioned soul. So they can get liberated. And the first line, one should worship and chant the holy name of the Lord by accepting it as the Lord Himself. Do you worship Krishna? You go to temple, you see Krishna. How careful do you worship Krishna? You go and offer prayers, you bow down. So here it says, one should worship and chant the holy name of the Lord by accepting it as the Lord Himself. Just like your affection for Krishna, you are careful in details to worshiping Krishna. Likewise, you should worship the holy name. You should worship the holy name just like Krishna. You should pay as much attention as you pay to Radha Govind Vallabha as to the holy name. Worship holy name just like Krishna. Okay, last slide.
Mantra haite habe samsara mochana, Krishna nama haite habe Krishnera charana, Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can obtain freedom from material existence. Indeed, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord.
So mention your initiative.
Please tell me from, please. Avoid me from initiation. Tell me this, Anish. Yeah. So two importance we saw today. One is importance of initiation and one is importance of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And we saw that how all the other 9 devotional service becomes
Now
complete. Huh?
will fulfill with the Nama Sankirtan.
Yeah. It will come fulfill with Nama Sankirtan. And who is a Vaishnava?
Who has faith?
Who chant Bhaks. And everything else we read, the whole discussion is one purport only. It's a long purport. I just broken into multiple slides and just that one question. Who is a Vaishnava? Who chant once and 1 or 2 slides and everything else is just a purport. Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnavendra ki jai, Gautam. So Short Prabhu would like to sing Nashing also.
Yeah, sure.
Do I open it for you? Oh, you cannot see it. How do I duplicate screen, Prabhu? How do I do duplicate? Right click. Is it there? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Shila Kankana Kalare Narsimha Parato Narsimho Dito Narsimha Parato Narsimho Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Bahir Narsimho Hiraye Narsimho Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade Navakara Kamala Nakam Adutta Shringam Darita Hiranyakashipu Sanubhengam Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, श्री हरिदास की जय, और Thank you. We'll end the Zoom session.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.